Hey everyone, I'm Super Warrior, the head tournament organizer for Lore. In this player insight, we asked Lemur and PhenomEX to give their insight on some of the last door's key moments in their dominating run at the prologue. So give them a listen, and I hope you enjoy it.
So here there's 5 teams left, but only 13 players alive. So, I think there's like 2 teams with only 1 or 2 people left, and then there's a Nidhogg team.
Yeah,
So-
and when the circle gets like smaller and there's no abyss or like no land in the area, there's like there's gonna be a lot of fights. There's only like a little bit of land left.
Yeah, the game's like forcing everyone to go into each other, and then you kind of want to be it's like king of the hill. Like you want to be the king of the land, which is why like right now we have left side of land, and then King Nidhogg's team has right side of land. But they're kind of in a worse spot because we actually don't have anyone in our back. They do. But then now that BapBap's coming over to us, now we're slightly threatened because we're actually kind of in the middle here. But it's like not that bad of middle because BapBap's land is so small that they can't really actually do much. They're trying to stay alive. So here, actually in our comms, Lemur is like calling us to kill right team here. But because I think we're in best position, I'm very worried that the team below us, Bap Squad, will send on us if we go right team. Which is like risky third party. So I'm actually like, I'm making the decision that like, if you see me, I'm like really like trying to hold this left team. But now because I'm holding left team, now right team goes on us. And then I decide, see like here I'm still not trying to go in, but then once I see like right team's just like still forcing and they're actually like not in it, it's not a good fight, then I turn around. When Lemur actually just wanted to fight right away. So yeah, we end up taking the fight when I thought it looked good, but I felt like I had to hold left team first so we don't get third party and they just cross like they're doing now.
Yep. And I mean here now the BAP squad here should like really try to pressure, and which is what they're doing. But I think they end up giving up the land and like retreating.
Yeah.
I think it's like ultimately their mistake.
Yeah, they were actually in a really good spot. Because it's same thing like we're backs against the storm. We actually can't retreat. They can kind of.
Yep.
Now they just give it back to us for free, which is now we're in best position.
Yeah, they could have always retreated back to here after like they got pushed, but we didn't even really like try to push them, and they just like left.
Right, or they might have just never even had a retreat if they they're winning the fight. So it's in their best interest to take the fight. And they just got sidetracked by the solo player on the right, but I actually don't think he would have been that relevant. And then now we're just same thing, choking them out. Assault ulting the island, rain of arrowsing. See, they try and go on us and we can back up. They actually don't really have space to back up though, because they have full abyss and it's like that little land. And I think their group TP bugged because they did try and take the group TP. I think because Gnarlheart is in it. Group TP didn't work, which was unfortunate for them, but to be fair, we also probably one-shot them because I was just standing, holding right click, looking at it the entire time. But I think the most important thing is like before this. I think once they gave up land, it was already like pretty hard losing for them.
Yeah, I think once you give up land and you have like this strike on your team, like it's like very hard to play that character in this final circle after they gave up the land.
Yeah,
you're pretty much like a caster minion. So we do this thing a lot where we're like splitting up 2 and 2 in what we're doing, or 3 and 1. Usually doing all the same thing, like being on the same page is really good, but like you can be on the same page while also doing 2 different things. So like Phenom's watching teleport, we're watching the engage. Similar to like the play before where we were holding off King Nidhogg's team, is like 2 of us were watching King Nidhogg's team and 2 of us were watching the BAP squad. Just being able to like split up and do different things at the same time is really important.
My worry was BAP squad took our spot, and they were actually in best position, which I was worried about if we had a hard committed to the right team. Yeah, like here, like because we're committing right team, BAP squad they take the opportunity to cross, which is good. But that was my worry the whole time, which is why I never wanted to like full commit to right, and I felt like I had to watch left. Because now here they actually have they have really good positioning on us because Storm is moving.
Yeah, but they need to walk up more.
Yeah, they need to walk up a lot more. Like Height should actually be playing really aggro too because he has rewind. At least like trying to take just a war of attrition. All right, so initially in this clip, there was actually 3 teams in this circle, and I think it was Venomous second squad, and Lemur had made the call to chase down bottom side. So Moore and I had said we would hold the other side, north side, and because the team that we were holding, which is Moonlit Battlegrounds, they didn't they didn't have any info, right? Because we're pressuring them, so they don't actually know where our other 2 teammates are, even though they're chasing another person. And we just kind of held space, but we didn't actually we were just posturing, but we weren't committing on anything. And because we were doing that, it just kind of put him in a position where we could just hold him here and choke him out.
Yeah, I think at this point for Moonlit Battlegrounds, the fight is already lost. Like, once you're trapped up in a crevice up here, you've kind of already lost no matter what you do. Once they get up there, they can only jump pad away and try to change positions. I think probably they were just hoping to get second in this situation because they didn't know what was happening on the south side. But I'd say the biggest mistake for the enemy team was not knowing that we were fighting a team in the south. So if they were to watch the game again, that's what I would suggest they work on, is getting knowledge of, especially when there's 3 teams left, on what is happening.
Yeah, I would say definitely kind of what we're doing, which is posturing forward. Like if you see me and Moore here, we're actually not, we're only 2-man, but we're posturing in a way that makes us seem more 4-man. I mean, obviously we have big item, power, armor diff, so it's very hard for them to even take the fight to begin with. But just at least W King and to get as much info as you possibly can, because if they had actually known that we weren't full 4-man and they could have probably just sent it, and that would have given them a better chance. But they kind of just let themselves get choked down in position. But I mean, with item, power, and armor diff, it's already really hard. But I mean, you're gonna lose anyway, so you gotta give yourself the best chance you can. And from our side, it's just already win. So here we're trying to move into green circle, but I mean, we still have a lot of time. We hear that these 2 teams are fighting, so we're coming into third party. And as we're third partying and clearing out space, this will give us the whole bottom right of the circle, because we'll know that we're clearing out the teams.
Yeah, the one thing that could be scary here is if a team was holding this area and they were also just as strong. Because here in this choke, we would have to either push through it or we'd have to go around.
Yeah.
But that'd be our only concern right now. But that's why we're doing it early, because if we waited to do this later, we would have less space because the circle would be closing in. So the earlier you can clear something, the better, because it gives you opportunities to back out.
So now we're in a position where, because it's spectator view, obviously you can see all the teams, but from our POV, we can't see all these teams. We can hear them kind of. But our whole island on the bottom right is completely safe now, and we know that. So now we want to just slowly push out our space and expand off of this island instead of just we're so strong and we hear these teams fighting. It's okay, can we cross? But we don't just immediately do it, as you see, because it's also risky. So we're waiting for our moment to start pressuring and opening up our zone that we control. All this is happening, we know a lot of teams are here, but we don't know exactly what's happening. We don't know how many teams are fighting right now.
We're a little Firefox.
Yeah. See, like in Snooze Squad's case they're kind of doing the same thing, but they don't actually now they're getting pushed by us kind of, but because there's teams to the right, we can't just full send it on them. So now Snood and our team is just kind of holding this angle, and now we're both just poking out right. Snood's team is kind of just watching us. I'm kind of going forward here, but I have rewind, so I know I'm safe. And then now that we know Snood's team left, we can just kind of just hold this team off as circle moves, and we just swipe them. Because we're so strong.
There's part of it that's unlucky a bit for the Moonlit Battlegrounds here, that the circle moves to the south. But also, even if the circle moved to the north, by the time it was moving, we would have pushed their platform.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to the last clip from Game 4, where at the beginning of this fight, their back is to the circle, so they have nowhere to kite, and so they have to use all their dashes to move in.
And then when we're chasing Goat there, whenever you're chasing last person alive or a team, they kind of act as a moving ward for you, because they're going to be first, they're ahead of you, right? So anyone they walk into, they pretty much give you info on the other teams. So we're not afraid to walk up and just keep chasing. Here, We also chased Snoot's team into the bush, and AWBY just happened to be in the bush, so that gave us info on him being the last solo in that bush there. And then
Our
now,
fifth member.
Yep. And then because Circle is south, we're like choking these guys out. They have to come south because Storm's moving in. And we have all the space to kite back down, so like we can force the fight without really being worried. And then same thing here. It's like their backs are against the Storm, and we're so strong that even though they have double high ground, it's not too big of a worry to just force the engage and fight here. Because if it does go somewhat poorly, we have time to reset by going left, but they don't. Because if we're winning, they actually can't get out because like they're just stuck here in the corner now.
Yep.
So it's all about like choking teams out, pushing them against the Storm, and just making sure you like claim your territory. And then I mean we're so strong power and armor wise, like the fights play themselves as long as we're not getting third partied.
Yeah. Ultimately, like in all these like games, like we're just kind of calling out like making sure we're not getting third partied because we feel like we can just win every 4v4. So if we just make an even fight, then it's just we win.
Yeah.